How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of some good old vanilla Minecraft. We are going to be doing some, obviously, survival building today because that is what we do best and that is what we enjoy doing. But before we get going, I've got to collect a few resources because I may or may not have pretty much used all my oak from both my bases in the last episode, building that giant netherwart farm, which, might I add, I have gone ahead, added every single floor work in, and we're just waiting for it to grow, and it has actually grown, so maybe a bit later we can push the button and let it all kind of do its netherwarty thing. But if you guys didn't catch that one, that's all right. We'll fill you in no time at all. But while we're collecting these, because this is for our project today, we actually, I'm kind of over collecting right now because we don't need that much. It's kind of a small build today, but that's fine. But what I was going to say is thank you, everybody, just because I forget to say it, and I really do want to let you guys know how crazy it has been, the support you guys have been showing the series, and just like the love for the series. It's been amazing, and I've been loving every single part of it. It's just been so good. This world, the YouTube related stuff, because it's like obviously the Minecraft world, YouTube disconnect, you know, like stuff happens in this world and YouTube happens in the real world. It's kind of crazy, but it's a funny way of kind of describing it. But either way, what I'm saying is it's just been an awesome series so far, and I've been loving it, and the love that people have shown to this one has been crazy. And after our last series, which did so well, I was like, I wonder how this is going to go, and I thought, you know what, while we're on the topic, and while I'm talking about this series doing well, how about we talk about the last series, which I know it sounds kind of crazy, go backwards, but our very first episode on the last series is about to hit 1 million views in the next, maybe next few weeks, which is crazy because I've never, ever had any video go over a million views, ever. So it's the biggest one we've ever done, and it's exciting. So, of course, check that out. We'll, I don't know what to do. What do we do when we've had a video hit 1 million views? Do we get, like, something special? No, we don't. But, I mean, hey, it's just pretty cool. It's like a cool, neat number to have had. So, here is what we are up to today. Obviously, just cutting down trees because that's how we start builds, and then we're going to go and start a sewer build, which we have done before. We've been working in the sewers before, and it is a grimy place, but today it's going to be a little bit prettier than your average grimy sewer, let me tell you that much, because we're going to be messing around with our previous design a little bit in a new area. And if you guys don't know the previous design, I'll fill you in like no time at all. Okay, there is enough spruce. Thank you. No more of that. No more looking around. I go kind of dizzy after those trees sometimes. Even a lot of the time I just end up kind of getting the habit of each time you turn around when you chop with, what is this, efficiency 5? Yeah, what? Is that efficiency 3? That thing's a beast. That felt way more than efficiency 3. That's actually surprising. That's a very, very cool thing. All right, so here we go. This is a Bluebird's Bay. And by the way, I might have said cove earlier. I don't even know if I said that. But the fog seems to have set in around here, which is very appropriate for this very piratey area. Now, what we are going to do, I might actually need some more oak. We may very well need more oak. But what we're going to do is we're going to build something we've built before, and this is something, don't feel ashamed about doing it, because I sometimes do. I feel like so ashamed. I'm like, no, Jansey, you've already done this build. How could you do it again? But it's for good purposes. I mean, it was a good build. It's going to be a good build in other places, and it's kind of for the continuity of this anyway. So there is a sewer line running from this side. What am I standing on? I could have sworn. Yeah, look at that. Magical floating Jansey right there. So running from this side, which I actually kind of like this sewer, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually very, very cool. It's got a boat stuck in it. Running from this way, and we can push it on that way a bit more because we've closed it off, but I wanted to keep going. And this could be like a pit where perhaps like a pirate, what would it be? That'd be hostages. Pirate, like, what would we call them? Pirate people stay, you know? Something like that. So we may as well get started. I want to put it like, we could center it here. What happens if we center this? I do remember the way we built this. So it's something like that and that and that. If I do recall, just trying to get a good whereabouts of how we're doing this. So it was, 3, 1, 1. That'll go 3. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So I've got some thoughts with this whole build while we build it here. I'll discuss those thoughts. So first of all, the build is going to be the same as this for now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go on and start adding in little bits and pieces, little details to it. For instance, we'll make a little bridge over it to this area, which is now going to be a big open area. We do have oak as well. A big open area, which will eventually have, perhaps I'm thinking a prison cell that was previously here, or maybe just a lookout. We do want a bridge as well. So there's a few little things, a bridge going over to the other island, of course. So there are a few little things that do need to go in there, but it's not a big deal right now. But that's just what I'm thinking with these. Is that seriously the way I did it? Like, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. These are at the wrong direction. I put all these sideways. Just a little funny thing. Actually, you know what? I was discussing this a few episodes ago, and I really think, or maybe it was in a stream. I don't know. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out our streams, we've going pretty crazy recently. So definitely go scroll down, check out that link. Well, it's in my head before I forget. But yeah, what I was saying is I've always wanted this little thing where, for instance, you've got planks. We don't have planks, but we do have planks somewhere. Eat some food. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is just a little change that I'm experiencing with these oak, or just any log really, or they're called wood. They're called wood. So these are logs, those are wood. I'm gonna have to get that in my head. So over here, for instance, you see how planks always run east to west? I really wish that they would run, if I placed it that way, north to south or east to west, so I could mess around with that. It's just, for instance, this bridge, I think, honestly, it would probably look better with these things placed horizontally on the bridge, so that it looked like there were little slats of wood holding it up. Just a personal thing, but tell me what you guys think of that, because I thought it would be a rather neat thing. And the problem I encounter with these is if I place it like this, so touch the ground here, it faces horizontally on that one. So these will obviously go depending on your direction. Those ones will always go in your direction. But if I place it this way, it still moves in the same direction. Just a little thing that kind of gets me a bit. I really wish it didn't do that. Looks like the sun's going to go down actually anyway. So what we need to do, we'll just put the last few pieces in here. It's actually a very quick build now that I do have everything together. Oh, we need some more spruce. Let's see if we can get this before the night comes. 2 more there. Speed building right now. Let's go do this. I think I could speed build the main shape of this build before it's too late. So I think it was something like this, actually. I know what it is. This, we do a little, it's kind of like a crown, like that. No, come on, Jansey, you got this. The pressure's setting in. The speed build's getting me. There we go. Speed building at its finest right here. No, back to making silly mistakes. Why am I double placing those? There we go. And then a cool little rim around here. I think it went up on these and there. Is that right? Yes. Okay. There we go. Still counts. Not nighttime. It's nighttime. Now it's time for some interesting things. So this is where this changes from what it was to what it is going to be. So start removing stuff just after we placed it. Also, that's my way out, which we have to remove because else it's just going to be a block floating there. Facing, floating. You know what I'm talking about. Apparently, nothing today, to be honest. So this is where we get a little bit crazy with this build, because I was thinking of getting a bit of this in here, these bricks, and I never use them. I really need to. They are beautiful things now that they've been fixed. I mean, look at that. Look at that. New textures and all. I don't actually know about the new textures, but hey, I'm cool with it. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. And let's do a few more of these. In fact, let's do 3 more of these, because 3 is a magical number, surprisingly, in this game. Even though 8 is normally the magical number. 3 is normally the magical number when it comes to every block. And the reason for that is you can make slabs, you can make stairs, you can make, well, I mean, obviously stairs require 2 3s, but 3 is still a magical number because you would need 3 twice. And you can also make trapdoors. Obviously not with these, but with other things, you need the 3. 3 is just magical in many different ways. So that's my thought, the thought of the day right there. Now let's go up. I actually wouldn't mind it finishing up over there like that. So we'll get in these like that. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. Sometimes you just got to think a little bit outside of the standard building box, where you just end up going stairs for stairs and next to slabs. Sometimes that just looks a little bit better than I'm gonna guess. Maybe I'm wrong, but that just looks a bit too flat for me. So we'll go with the slab. Nothing bad with a little bit of a slab over there. And this is what it's looking like as we go up. It's been dug out. I've matched it up. So it kind of does a little bit of a loop around there. So it goes all the way there and bam, back in there, which is a good piece. Now I want to get some other things because we need to make a good railing. I'm happy with the way that's looking. And do we have those? Yep, and those. There, perfect. And we've completely almost full up. So right here, what we'll do is we'll put in this little trapdoor over there. Like that. And then we need to fill in all this other stuff with these oak fences, which, if I do recall, was on the level of those. Let's just make sure that is the case. Yep, the level of the oak. And I've picked terrible times to start redoing stuff. Sometimes I wait for the sun to just go down so I can sleep and start the next little bit. Just because, of course, it makes the place so much brighter. But, I mean, hey, what do you know? What do you know? I forgot it again. Okay, so I want to get another block in here. I think I've got a hunch that maybe just hardened clay will work. I know that does work, but gray hardened clay, I think actually, from memory, ends up making a neat little bit of a contrast to that. So we'll, bam, hop on in the bed. Now, by the way, last episode, I recall, if it was the last episode, yes, I recall a comment saying, hey, Jansey, well, actually, you know what? Let's just stop. We'll step back a minute. Not last episode, but the episode before that. It starts off with another comment before we get to this comment. Ooh, that needs to go. That needs to go. I want to kind of make this drop down there. So the original comment was, hey, Jansey, why don't you do a question of the day? And I'm like, well, commenter, I can't actually remember the person who commented, but good comment. And then I said, well, you know, why not? Let's give it a go. But I was told, apparently, the comment of the day is not that I ask a comment of the day, it's that you ask a comment of the day, but I kind of like me asking the comment of the day. I don't even know if that's the way it's meant to go, but it's a Jansey comment of the day, I guess. Which is kind of cool because I think it's, or question of the day, not comment of the day. Why am I saying comment of the day? Question of the day. Confused everybody now. But yeah, the question of the day, the comment of the day would imply that there's a comment, I guess. So yeah, that is the case. But the question of the day, I think it's pretty cool just to get a good cross-sectional view of how everyone's thinking about the update and what's going on. I think that's a really neat way of doing it. So some of you guys like that question. We can always like ask a question and see what everyone's perspective is, because it's not always the case that you can get so many different points in like an easy way. So let me know what you guys think about that. So the question of the day is, it's kind of like the question of the day is, should I be doing the question of the day? Which is really the real question of the year almost on this channel, because it's coming to an end of the year as well. So we can make that the question of the year for the question of the day right now. Now let's just go in there, do that, and that'll be fine. So it kind of dips down. I thought that would look cool. Doing this little bit with the slabs actually does a great job to push this down there. And we could probably, don't think this will be horrible because it might even make this, feel a little bit different. Wait, oh, that's a neat little trick. So the stair could go there. I thought we were going to lose that because of the slab being gone. But if the stair goes in there, that means some of these will connect like that. Not like that, exactly. Of course. Well, I guess I get to show you this cool area. That is a very neat little thing. All right, so let's go in there and go around. And what I want to do once we've got this in now is we need to start making the area around it so a bit prettier, because, you know, I sometimes forget to mention it, but in some builds, it's not the build that's necessarily the build, if that makes sense. It's not the idea of having a sewer pipe entrance there that makes this our current project. What this is actually is a means of blocking off this area to feel like this is a dip down. So we've got this over here, and just everything going above us, kind of giving us the impression that this area is lower. And we do want to actually fix this area up at some stage. I'm probably going to do something in the middle here. We can even probably just do a little bit of a layout, because today we are going to probably do a little bit of planning towards the end of the episode. I wouldn't mind showing you guys what's on my mind, at least for that back area. But if we did something there just to break it up, so if we did like up here, let's just pretend object that does not exist currently was blocking our view. We would have to go around it. We could see that. We could see this. Something like that. Maybe, you know what? A well. How about that? We're doing a well. That's it. That goes right next to a sewer. Because, hey, bad planning. Bad planning, bad service in this area. But there we go. Something like that. Dips down, dips back up, and then we go down again here. And this is where what we're going to do is we're going to start putting in a little bit of a prison thing over, probably actually closer to this side, so we can have a bridge going over there. But you know what? I'm not marking it out, so it doesn't count right now. What does matter is I will need to get some stuff going. For instance, this wall, this needs to go. That was from a plan we had for this area ages ago that just never worked. Did I just break a thing? No, I didn't. It just never came into it. I was actually going to be putting a building right here, but as we've built, the build's kind of changed, and I'm cool with that. I like that. So what we'll do is we'll take this tent. I don't know how much wool we'll have, so we actually probably got to go over to Spiritwood in any case for the wool, and also because I really want to push the button on the wart farm, so we'll go do that. There we go. Oh, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. There we go. So we can maybe make this tent just go all the way there. So it pulls around there. We can fill in this area here, which, as I say, it's for the build. So the build is making this area feel like it's dipping in. So onward to Spiritwood. The time to push the button has arrived. I have actually just, well, I got all the way here and realized we did not put the button in. But now I've put the button in. And what we're going to do is we're going to see all of these. And I'm pretty sure it's everything right now. It's been a while in this area, so I'm pretty sure it's everything in here. So let's just push the button and hope this works. Oh, all the lag, and they switched off too early. All right, I guess we need a quicker timer for that. So let's do that. In fact, this should have switched off and on. I think it might be a little bit of a thing that needs a lever versus a button, but let's just watch. Oh, look at that. All of them. And then there should be another batch coming. Bam, look at that. This obviously needs a proper storage spot, but I mean, who needs a proper storage spot when you got something like this? You know, that's the real question. So let's push it again. And I guess I'm gonna have to do some more work up there with that timing. We'll just do it there, and then we'll do another one just to be sure we get most of the stuff. And then the last one, to be extra safe. But man, I love this. I love this stuff so much. Now, by the way, if anything sounds kind of crazy, oh, wow. I had no idea we had that much netherwort. Okay, wow, that is very effective. Well, what I was about to say is if any weird like voice changes happen in this episode, I've recently just done a few improvements to audio. I hope it's improvements. And of course, there's a bit of tweaking here and there when I listen to stuff back, and then I think, hey, that doesn't quite sound right. And you only really, I mean, there's only so much testing you can do where you say like a phrase to try work out how it sounds before it actually makes no difference to how you speak with like when I speak on a video, I guess. You know, it's just weird. It's just odd. Okay, that'll need to be replanted. Not right now, but it will need to be. And of course, once we do that, if we just have to replant it once in a blue moon, we'll have so many netherwarts. It'll be insane. It'll be crazy. But netherwarts are not what we're here for today. Oh, wow, that was even more there. Are not what we're here for today. We are here for the wool, and we are on our way back, I guess, to the piratey area. Here we are. I've done a few little bits and pieces around there, and it's time to do a little bit of planning. So first of all, feel it. Let's see how this works as we go through here. This is like the part of the world that I kind of like, is just messing around with how we walk through it. And in fact, here is another comment from last episode, which was regarding why I don't use my elytra. Two reasons. One reason I pretty much have everything besides the elytra is because I don't have any mending on it. So I don't want to use it and have to keep repairing it. That will be a pain in the butt. Plus, I don't think we've got a single phantom kill or even seen a phantom in this world. So yeah, that's one reason. The other reason is also I enjoy this, walking around and seeing my builds. I found I ended up getting too caught up in my previous seasons with flying around and checking from the top to have a look. And it didn't have that same cozy feeling that this has, and this is what I'm thinking about, you know, the little feelings like that, the cozy stuff. This actually, I'm very impressed with the way this turned out. It feels very good walking over it. Surprisingly good, actually, to obviously structurally very good quality, good workmanship, and also just the way it looks. Now, this is where I want to plan some stuff out, because I'm not actually much of a planner, but for this little bit, I would have been a planner regardless, because it is a very important thing for what we're going to do now, because there's a bit of thinking that is involved, which you may not believe it, but yes, there is some thinking involved. Let's just get rid of these trees. Can we go, please? Thank you. There we go. All right, and Trees, get out of here. All right. So in fact, let's start off in the map area because this will be a bit easier. So if we have a look at the map right here, just around there, we've got this bridge going over here, which we built recently. I wanted to make a second bridge that goes, that was kind of odd. I guess I broke the block and then it took a little bit of time to let the item frame pop off. I assume that's what happened. All right, there we go. And there we go. So we've got a bridge that'll go over from there to there, but it's going to be more than just a normal bridge because it's going to be broken. So it's going to have, the pirates would have left it just to kind of decay and break. And I actually just recently updated this. Let me update so we don't have the trees. Oh, we still got them there. So it'll go across like there, and be broken. Maybe we could make a way that you could just get over just for us to make our life a bit easier going from there to there, but that's what we're going to be doing. Now, what I'm thinking is we can put in a bit of a tower prison thing around here, which would have been operated by the people who were here before. So we have to think about this just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit as to where we want to do it, because having one will definitely, like one of the things obviously being like having the tower or the bridge would maybe make it a bit hard to get the other one in, because of course we need a little bit of a road to make it seem like a bridge could have been there as well. So that's a bit of thinking. I can see the sun's going down, so while I wait for that to go down, we can pop these on, and I want to do the rest of the planning in the daytime because it's a lot safer. All right, let's plan. So first of all, I've got these. These are just going to be our planning blocks. In fact, we make these even better into these so we know where we're going. So I was thinking if we have a bridge that goes across, I mean, we could get rid of that tree, but I think this area here, so it makes it at an angle, which breaks this straightness of this, because you can see there's just like very straight lines. So if we can break that by maybe, let's just do this to indicate where our bridge will be, probably about that width actually is not a bad one. It won't be quite diagonal because as I've learnt with bridges, straight up diagonals, in fact, most builds, straight up diagonals like this over here, just creates this really weird thing here. And then also the other thing with the bridge, why it's really weird with diagonals, is this over here becomes very narrow. Like think of it, you put in some posts on that side, a post on that side, that becomes a lot narrower than that piece there. Just, it tends to look a bit weird. It's not impossible, it's just not as easy. So that's one little thing. So we'll just keep that there. Bridge, planned out. Next thing I wanted to plan out was the prison area, which could probably share this wall. I don't know how that'll go, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to just add in something here. So we will have the road going like that over there. I'd like to add in something around this size here that'll look out onto the ocean that way. And from that way, it'll look pretty good as well to look back into this. And I also need to just plan the height, because what I want to do is I want to see it just slightly from there. So it'll really just make this area here feel complete. And I think this height here, what is that? 74. I think that might be the correct height for us. So we'll go check out from a distance. And this is what I'm talking about, just staying on the ground, because back in the day, I'll just fly out. Yeah, that's good. Fly back, you know. Now we're doing it the other way. So let's just go out here and do a little bit of a flip around. What's that on the floor? What is that? I actually have zoom now. Just a weird thing underground. Okay, so can we see it? No. That's interesting. I could have sworn that we should have been able to see the block. All right, there it is there. That height. Yeah, I don't want it too tall. You know what? That might actually not be a bad height, because it also could give it a feel of going backwards. But that's just like the sort of planning that I wanted to do, just so we've got it laid out there. We don't have to worry about it. It's ready for us for the next episode. And of course we can get going. So thank you everyone for joining me on this one. It has been an absolute blast. I love this little decorating stuff. This is me in my element. These small decorating things, little pieces here and there that kind of add up, which is pretty much what I like to do. So thank you everyone for joining me, of course, as I say. Great episode, great day, and I'll see you in the next one.